Welcome back. We are again, as curators, awakening. One of our treasured items will be the Holy Bible. So we're now working in the book of Moses. We're at chapter 12. And again, pardon me with my voice. The weather has been changing, and my sinuses have been doing what they do. And again, I'm working with the names, and I do hope to get better as we go. So we're picking up at chapter 12. Now, the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, into a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Abram took Sarai, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land and to the place of Shechem and to the plain of Moreh. And the Canaanites was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thee seed will I give this land, and there build an altar unto the Lord who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and he pitched his tent, and having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east, and there he built an altar unto the Lord. And he called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he said unto Sarai his wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon, and therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, and they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thou art my sister, that is, may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall be lived because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram came into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, and that she was very fair, as defined in biblical times as very beautiful. The princess also of Pharaoh saw her and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen and he asses and men servants and maid servants and she ass and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is thou that have told unto me? Why didn't thou tell me this was thy wife? Why said they says is thy sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now therefore, behold, thy wife, take her and go thy way. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away and his wife and all that he had. Chapter 13. And Abram went up unto Egypt, and he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journey from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for the substance was great, so they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the herdsmen of Abram's cattle and the herdsmen of Lot's cattle. And the Canaanites and the Perizzites dwelled then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, that there be no strife, and I pray thee between me and thee, and between my herdsmen and thy herdsmen, that we be bereaved. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. If thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord, destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even at the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and he pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinful before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram, after that Lot was separated from him, lift up now thine eyes and look for the place where thou art, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of then thou shalt seed shall be numbered. Arise, walk therein the land, and the length of it, and the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Then Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Sarai, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. Chapter 14. And it came to pass that in the days of Abraphel, king of Shinar, Aronot, king of Elasar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with the Bera, king of Sodom, and with the Bershah, king of Gomorrah, Shinabab, king of Admar, and Shebar, king of Zebam, and the king of Bela, which is Zor. And these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is all the salt sea. 12 years they served Shedemar, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Shedemar and the kings that were with him, and they smote the Shephrons in the Asherah, Canaan and the Shumah in Ham, and Enons in Shabarah in Kerathim, and the Hortites in the Mount Shir unto the Ephraim which is by the wilderness. And they returned and came to Anaphat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Akamites, and also Amorites that dwelt in Hazaron Tamar. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admar, and the king of Debon, and the king of Bela, the same is Zor, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim. With Shedemar, the king of Elam, and with Tidal, king of nations, and Amarpal, king of Shinar, and Arak, king of Elasar, 4 kings with 5. And the vale of Siddim was full of simpits, and the king of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they remained fled to the mountain. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their vitals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, and dwelt in Sodom and his goods and departed. And there came unto that he escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew of the dwelt in the plain of Moreh, and Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Arur, and they were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own home, 318, and pursued them into Dan. And he divided himself against them, and he and his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them into Habal, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Shedemar, and of the kings that were with him, at the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And the blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thy enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything is thine, lest they should have said, I have made Abram rich, save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Anir, Eschol, and Marais, let them take their portion. Chapter 15. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceedingly great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless? And the steward of my house is this Eleazar of Damascus. And Abram said, Behold, to me that have given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Thou shalt not be thy heir, but he should have come forth out of thy own bowels, shall thy heir. And he brought him forth abroad, and he said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars if thou be able to number them. He said unto him, So shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am the Lord, that thou brought thee out of Ur of Chaldees to give thee this land and to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me a heifer of 3 years, and a she-goat of 3 years, and a ram of 3 years, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he said unto him, All these, and divide them in the midst, and lay each a piece one against another. But the birds divided he's not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcass, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall serve afflicted them 400 years. And also that nations whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to the fathers in peace, thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come here again, for the iniquities of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and burning lamp that passeth between these places. And the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. The Canaanites and the Azizites and the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Ramphams, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Gibeonites, and the Shepherds. Chapter 16. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go unto a tomb, my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. And Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and he gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. And he went unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarah said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid unto thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarah, Behold, thy maid is thy hand to do her as pleaseth. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. And he said unto Hagar, Sarah maid, whence comest thou? And where wilt thou go thou? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarah. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress, and submit thyself unto her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because of the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. But she said, Have I also heard here look after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called, Behold, between Kadesh and Beroth. And Hagar bare Abram a son.